All right, Coach, thank you. There's a look at New Era Field here in Orchard Park, New York. Coach, we're just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at New Era Field in Orchard Park, New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with Tom Brady and the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. 3-0 versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in Week 4. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run with a former Super Bowl hero. It's James White. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
Brady. And that's going to be intercepted. It's the all-pro safety, Derwin James. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
Here's the second-year back from Southern Miss, Ito Smith. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Hey, tight. Monday.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And able to find John Brown. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And the grab by Croft. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie. It's Phillip Lindsay. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsay. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. Jerry Hughes on the stop.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Jordan Reed has it. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 39.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
To throw, it's Brady. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Wait, set. 29. Alpha. Both bandits.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Ed Oliver in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a 3rd and about 14.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Brady going to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And the 13-year man puts it through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, Potter, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Everson Griffin. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. A give to Smith out of the gun. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to...
It got his man complete.
He had to figure they'd take a shot downfield on 3rd and long, so the old cliche came into mind right away for me. Who wants it more? You always hear about receivers, you hear about their hands, their moves, their speed. How about the positioning and the desire to go get that one out of the air?
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. Quarterback throws the fade, and that's one where really the receiver just has to make a play, right?
Brandon, all you're asking your quarterback to do is put it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it. Let your guy get it and no one else. That makes it a very, very difficult play to defend.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Get ready.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Brady, and he finds the tight end, Reed. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll be a Patriot 1st down on a pickup of 16. On 1st down, it's Lindsey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That'll be a New England 1st down, a gain of 12. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Brady's throw there complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Looking to throw again on second down. Brady, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Allen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Allen now looks to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Brady. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
A good chance this is 4 down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And that's going to be intercepted. It's the all-pro safety, Derwin James. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot. And that gives them a chance to get some points up on the board.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Kyle Van Noy. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
It's now 3rd down.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
That's how we do it.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Come on, come on, come on.
A final shot before half for Allen. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Allen. That's complete to Smith. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the second level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Throwing now is Allen. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a 1st down. A 1st down carry for Smith. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Allen's throw is complete, and he's got this down to the 35. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 35.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they look to throw. And that's caught by Beasley. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Allen now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Smith. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. But keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the Bills have come back to regain the lead. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
Huh? You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Hey, 66.
On 2nd down now, it's White. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. New England on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Brady. Screen pass to Lindsey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
A 4th quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Allen now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now Allen to throw. Operating from the gun. Dancing to his left. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Flush to his right. Looking for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Lee Smith, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Throwing on first down is Brady. This one caught by Ridley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. On first down, Brady. And this one completes a read. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 18 big yards on that one, and a New England first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. Brady now on first down. He'll find Lindsey here. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a second down. Tom Brady needing a fourth quarter comeback here. He's actually only done it 8 times in the last 5 years, but if you break that down further, the Pats in those years rarely losing in the fourth quarter like they are now. A gain there of 21 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now Ito Smith, and he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
To throw, it's Allen. It's caught. Smith. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. That's right, run for it with Smith. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Smith. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Now it's Smith. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 11.
Where's down 80? 52's the mic. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
On 3rd down, Smith. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Patriots take over. Checking in on Houston, it's in the 4th quarter there. And give that one to the Texans as they wind up winners. Deshaun Watson, 2 touchdown passes in the W. The Pats at the line ready to go. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. They come out here in the eye. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Yeldon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Buffalo, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans.